Thanks for tuning in to Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Now, on with the show.
And welcome to Campaigns of the Plains. This is episode 47 of Season 2 of our D&D campaign. Guys, we put these episodes out every Friday, so make sure to like and comment and subscribe so that way you get notifications about new episodes. And it helps us out. We really do appreciate it. Also, we've got some socials down in this general area, so if you want to check those out, make sure to go over there. That way you can also get other notifications when we do things like one-shots, or we just put up goofy pictures for like Halloween or Christmas, what have you. We really appreciate that as well. We've got that Facebook page, we've got that Instagram, we've got that Twitter, and I'm pretty sure we got a TikTok floating around out there somewhere. But if you guys are too busy or you just can't watch the video, we understand. So, Travis, tell them what they can do instead.
They can go to their favorite podcast and listen to us there. We released the newest episode every Wednesday. That is the Wednesday after the Friday the video comes out. And we are on Apple Music. We are on Google Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts or music, we're there. And make sure to subscribe or follow on whatever platform you're using. That way you get notifications when we're dropping a new episode. Back to you, Josh.
All right, and yeah, guys, over on our YouTube channel, not only do we have D&D, but we also play other things too. We do have other campaigns of D&D. We had our Season 1 campaign done by our very own Matt, DM in that one, and then we also have this campaign of D&D. We also have a couple of one-shots that are a bit different. A couple murder mysteries in there. We also did a really fun thing called Monster of the Week. So if you like things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Supernatural, or even Stranger Things, go check those episodes out because we've got a new monster every week, as the title implies, and it's just a lot more RP if you're more into that. So, good times. Anyway, as I said, this is episode 47. Who wants to give us the cliff notes on what happened last time?
It's me. I'm Notes.
Your notes?
I'm Notes.
All right, notes.
Okay, Notes.
That's a good character name. Should say that.
I have, I took a lot of notes. What did we do? I took so many notes. What happened? There's like 20 notes here. Okay.
A moment of clarity.
Power source north of location. Oh, there was a power source. We needed to find a power source to get the ship to go. And small ornate jewelry box. Oh, yes. Ellie got locked inside of I'm guessing, like, the command center of the boat. And instead of trying to find a way out, she pilfered. Because that's what Becky taught her to do. Pilfer. So she pilfered, and she found a small ornate jewelry box, and it had a red ribbon inside, and it was made of silk. And then she remembered that the first person she accidentally ever summoned had a red ribbon in her hair. So maybe it's from that person. And she tried to look in her book, but she couldn't find anything about the lady in there. And then, because Ellie decided it wasn't dangerous at all, she put the ribbon in her hair. Probably not magical. It was magical. We still don't know what it does, though. Becky and Din went on another, and then I put a little, like, note thing, the little pyramid, and then I put solo, because they went on a solo adventure, because we haven't learned from our mistakes yet, and they went to go find the power source. Crunchy glass is funny. Milos. That's all there is about that.
Thanks, Forrest.
Big chest, thing that Asher might like, arrow, and then a down arrow, similar to what he has in his forge. Box, red folio, arrow, Sid Mastercrafter. Below that, still in the box, apprentice, another arrow, Luca.
Sure.
Milos found a red folio inside the big box with the strange mechanical item in it, and it had a red. It was something about what the item was that Sid was making that his apprentice wrote down, and his apprentice name was Luca. I remember things. And that thing was something called a mist converter. It can supposedly convert mist into materia, which I think Asher examined it, and his little Magpie put a little of mist in there, and it spat out a little materia unusable because it wasn't like glowing rock, to prove the point that it does work. And surprisingly enough, where are they getting a mist here? They're not anywhere near the mists here. But wait, the mist is below, because Becky and Dan found it. And they flew toward, and they were flying toward the power source while they were doing it, and there was a bunch of monsters in the mist, and the tower from Becky's vision is here. That's not right. The guy from Becky, that should be Guy. I don't know why I wrote tower. Becky had a vision a long time ago about some guy when we were in the far plane, and he was there and he was telling her stuff. I always trust the ghosts. Always. Okay, there's a lot of arrows. I explained that without the arrows. Line of green below the mist into the tower. Becky and Din decided that they didn't decide. Their ghost guide told them to follow it, so they dived into the mist, and then they saw visions in the mist, and fireflies coming up from the green line, and then they went into this door that leads under the tower, and there was this crystal dome, and there were fireflies traveling along the green line, but they were only going one way. Some of the lines are gray. Fireflies are being routed south, and then like a big arrow doing this, and then a circle back towards the capital, and then we knew that already. The capital's corrupt. Fleshy Machina in the corner of the room. Yep. Fleshy Machina summoned a monster who clicked a button. Yep, that happened. 83% completion. Okay. Becky and Din obvi there to collect samples. Obvi. Sample is an egg. 1,000 in days. What? Oh, there could be thousands of them made in days. And it will hatch in 16 days, but that was lying, guys. It hatched in 16 minutes. Just add souls. Rich chocolate Ovaltine. And then they went to the top of the tower and found the faith crystal, and there was a woman in a green dress with silver hair and with the arm transforming into a wing, and a face that has scaling that's white. She kind of looks like a dragon, not gonna lie. And then Becky free-stuffed a spell tome with a spell twister, and something hiding under the faith crystal. Power source! With an exclamation point. Oh, and Din used her big bear strength to push it aside so that they could get the power source. Inside the power source is a moon rock, and then I wrote airship gang, and gang is all capital, and it's all underlined, and that's my last note.
I feel like I was on like some like weird ADD trip or something that entire point time.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had an edible for a long time, and that was just a trip.
But all of that was accurate. Like,
It was accurate.
Those were all great notes.
It was just trying to follow the yarn pieces.
Paige is the one who can actually see what they look like, and it's kind of madness.
It's a mess.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, kind of stringing it together.
I strung it together perfectly. What are you talking about?
Well, Becky and Din had returned from their excursion back to the airship, bringing the power source with them, and they had placed it in the boat, and it had started to power up the airship, and they didn't really know what to do, so I believe that Ellie started punching buttons.
Yeah,
Random buttons.
Yep, why not? Nobody else did anything. And we went down.
I believe we started descending towards that tower, or the tunnel with the tower in it. And we were heading towards the tower last we left off.
Yes. So, the airship comes to life underneath you guys, and those of you near the window can see the propellers start to turn, and the wings widen out just enough to not quite clip the sides of the gorge here. The walkways automatically separating themselves and pulling back with great creak and groan as rust is flaked off of these metal walkways as it is drawn back. There's a little bit of a lurch, and you all kind of have to steady yourself for a second, but the ship starts to hum, and you can feel the power of the ship through the floorboards underneath your feet, and all of a sudden, you feel yourselves drifting down. It's not a great speed or anything. It's not really like you're being propulsed too fast. It feels more like a gentle glide downwards at this point. It's a much slower speed than what, Becky, what you and Din had descended, so obviously the ship is much larger than the two of you and is kind of taking its sweet time as it just kind of starts to descend down towards the tower itself. What are you guys doing?
So I think Becky would kind of look around like the control cabin with all the buttons and just see if there's like any labels or any way to discern like what everything does in this place.
So in the, what would probably be the captain's seat, it seems like there's this mirror illusion that comes off the desk, and you can see a couple of different, there's like 3 different looking windows in front of you, and you see both the front view of the ship itself from perhaps somewhere among the bow, and then you also see behind the ship, and then there is one other view that's kind of off to the right or starboard. So you see all these different views, and there looks to be a panel that has popped up that is made of glass in front of you, and on that panel are a number of different like rectangle boxes that seem to have appeared upon the glass, and these boxes all have like an alpha value and then a numerical value to them. There's really no like, this flies down, this, banks left.
Okay. And do I recognize like the letters and the numbering? Like, is it in my language?
It's really funny because when you're reading it as Draconic, but that's not the same as what perhaps Din might see. She might see it in Draconic as well, but then our human friends might see it in Common. Milos might actually be reading it in Leonin.
Yeah, I don't speak Draconic, so.
Yeah.
I speak a lot of languages, I think.
So I'll peek over her shoulder and be like, "How can you read that? Do you speak Leonin?"
Well, I do, but it's clearly in Draconic.
No, that symbol there, that's definitely Leonin.
No, you guys, it's written in a mix of comic, druidic, dwarvish, elvish, and primordial. Like, it's written in a bunch of words. I can read it in a lot of languages.
So perhaps it adjusts to.
Yeah, I think the controls must have like a comprehend language spell on them, so we can all read it.
That's helpful.
Can Din read it?
But it still doesn't make sense.
I can read
Oh, it does not.
Draconic. Din can't read in common.
I know words.
We're off of we're still working on vowels, but she's getting really good at drawing O's.
Does Draconic have vowels? I
And
don't
zeros.
know anything about that language.
Was I paying attention when Ellie pushed the buttons, like what buttons she pushed?
It's this one.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Don't push it again!
And then
You know
it's
what?
this
Hold on,
one.
hold on. Because there are consequences to these actions.
Ooh, swan dive.
Why
But
don't
Travis didn't ask.
you?
But
No,
Travis
hold on.
asked.
Stop.
Shit.
Becky, go ahead and roll me a history check to see if you remember what button Ellie actually pushed.
16.
16, okay.
I thought Ellie's been pushing the buttons this whole time to fly us.
Huh? No, you pushed one button and the boat began, or the airship began to glide down.
Oh, I thought Ellie was just
No.
going.
Nope.
Oh no!
Nope, you pressed one button.
Well,
I'm sorry.
So
Ellie didn't
you do know
understand.
what button Ellie had pressed, and it's literally the first button on the upper left-hand corner of this panel.
Okay.
Go from left to right.
That seemed about correct, yeah. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and see my panel. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
Gosh, it's gonna be going like a different direction or something.
But Ellie wouldn't forget which button she pushed. Would she?
This is all in alpha and numeric. Like, there's a lot of different 10. So Ellie's like, I totally pressed this button, and she reaches over to the right-hand side of the council. All of a sudden, you all start, like, tilting over to the right-hand
Wait, I
side
can
of
fix
the
it!
castle.
I pushed the same button on the left side.
It starts to kind of right itself out, and then it
Oh,
starts
no!
to...
I pushed right and left at the same time.
just that game.
And then it finally starts to level itself out as you guys are...
I'm the pilot.
Okay. My God, Ellie, stop!
No, I'm the pilot! Look at me!
Let someone that flies normally fly.
What? I'm doing a good job. I don't see anybody else up here besides Becky, who probably could do better, but I'm doing it.
So, okay.
Shit.
So, is there, like, looking at the controls, logically, is there, like, an opposite to the button that is making us descend?
Yeah, so the panel itself, the buttons you kind of gathered from the alpha and numerical, like, from what Ellie did to, kind of,
Right?
do a little bit of experimenting. Yes, there was, like, a button on the left-hand side of the panel, and that made you guys bank back left. There's a button on the right-hand side, and then the very first button that she pushed made you guys start to descend, so...
I'm a
There-
pro at this.
Oh, you know what? I think I have, like, an ink and quill. I want to take those out and, like, I don't know if there's, like, what the buttons are made out of and how big they are, but I want to try and, like, label them in our own nomenclature.
So it is a piece of glass, literally, with, like...
Oh, okay.
like, when you press said button, you're not really pressing the button, you're tapping kind of this glass.
Just right above it
Uh-huh.
in what it does.
Ooh, I know. I'll take, like, strips of parchment and, like, lick the back and, like, kind of smear it onto the glass and write, like, list right, list left.
Gotcha.
Wait, no, in my pouch I've got some herbs that could make a good salve, and they're very sticky. We could probably use that to sticky it on there.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, open up your hand. I just,
Oh, please don't.
I pull this, like, weird looking leaf out and I like peel it open and then put the little liquidy sticky bits in your
It's
hand.
got like this little aloe vera type clearness that comes out of the leaf that she opens up, and it is very sticky. It is like sap sticky.
Okay. Thanks. I'll start, I guess, applying strips of paper above each button. And
What language are you writing in, I guess? Are you doing common?
oh, I'm probably writing in Draconic just because I'm a bitch.
Okay.
I don't read that one. Becky!
Okay, so I'll write in the 3 that we kind of figured out so far, and then
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try and push the opposite of what I think is opposite of down,
Okay.
and see what happens.
Just draw arrows, you know?
So on the opposite side of the board, like towards you there, towards the piece of glass, you punch the exact opposite button to that particular one that made you guys go, and as you press it, it flashes red.
Uh-oh.
Becky, is that the landing button?
I don't know.
Push the other button
is it-
again.
Is it still just flashing? Has anything happened?
So it flashes a couple of times, and then, like, over to the side, there's a message that pop up, and it says, autopilot engaged.
Oh! I don't know what that means.
Does it show anywhere, like, how to set your destination?
Not at this point. It seems like a destination is, like, being, like, or already has been set. And that's why,
Okay.
because you guys haven't changed course, so you get the idea that as soon as maybe the engines started to go up, that it already had a destination in mind at the moment.
Okay,
Hopefully it's
well,
safe, that's where
I'll
we
label
wanna
that
go.
one too.
So you guys are now nearing close enough to the bottom that the starboard camera starts to pick up the mist on your right hand side window that's showing above the little glass panel above this workstation. You can see the swirling mist below you, and Ellie, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck and your ears start to kind of tingle and stand on edge.
No, they're not. I'm fine. Don't look at me like that. I'm
Well-
fine.
Don't tell me what I feel.
Weren't we gonna put her in some sort of captivity so
I'm
she doesn't
fine.
hurt us?
It's fine. I'm okay.
Are you gonna be cool?
Yeah, I'm totally cool.
We're cool. We're cool guys.
We're totally cool.
Cool. We're cool.
My pupils
I
are
visited that girl.
dilating.
It's
I
cool.
really do think that we should at least
she sold me some cool stuff.
lock her into one of the,
Yeah.
the rooms
I'm
below.
look at how sweet I am.
But she's got to go to the faith crystal.
Yeah, how can I get the faith crystal if
We
you
can
lock
figure
me?
that out when we get
No,
back.
look at how sweet I am.
Do you got like a poison to knock her out?
What? No,
I mean, I certainly could come up with something. It's not that
no, I'll be
It's-
good.
Oh,
No,
There
Ye
would
old
be a
chloroform.
I'll be good.
Doesn't even
Maybe,
need to
like,
become
when
close,
we're
it's
out outside, just hold your breath.
I don't think that's how it works.
I'm not sure that breathing
I don't
in
think she can
is-
hold her breath indefinitely, honey.
I mean, she can hold her breath until we get into the tower.
I can't you just drop me off at the top?
What?
Where's
She just needs to.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, there's a door. You have to go in and walk up some stairs.
is the door in the mist?
Well, it's kind of like right where the mist cuts off.
I'll be okay. It'll be fine.
I mean,
I
I could
can
probably
I'm just
control
saying,
it.
maybe be careful.
Why don't you trust me?
It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust what the mist does to you.
That was just a fluke. This is
I do not believe that
It's
at
one
all.
time thing.
You've already explained how this works to us.
I was lying.
You do not lie.
Yes, I do. I
Well,
lie
you do
all,
now,
no,
but you
I
did
lie
not
all
back
the
then.
time. I lie every day.
Asher, this is the first time since you've been out of the city that you're getting closer to the mist as well.
Shit. Okay.
And, like, your ears under your hat start to kind of, like, prick up a little bit. And luckily, you are half human. You have a little more composure and control over when you get closer to the mist. But, unfortunately,
Oh no.
male Vera are much more aggressive than female Vera when it comes to being this close to the mist.
Wait, didn't Ashar come with us through the mist before and he didn't have any issue?
I've been through the mist.
Yep. But here.
Oh, this is pure mist. This hasn't been cut by.
Weird shenanigans.
This is
Yeah.
like the primo shit.
This is
Which
like-
means we should collect some
Yeah, we need to-
so that we can make it into materia.
Yeah, so we get that straight like Breaking Bad shit. That like
Mhm.
Heisenberg
So
material.
does Asher, like, is he getting the really dilated pupils? Like, he's
You just hear a
smells
humidifier
so good.
breathing heavily.
Yeah, Asher, you're
Are
like
you okay? You
the
sound
hair
like
on the
you
back of
have
your neck
asthma.
starts to prick up a little bit as well. This is the first time you've been in the mist, but this mist is definitely affecting you differently. There is something down here that has maybe not even your Vera senses on edge, but also since
Oh.
you have started going into your workshop,
Okay.
you've been able to start kind of hearing or at least sensing what your mom calls the green word, where when you're close enough to life in general, especially in the places like the forest, you get that hum of energy where your magic originates from, and you're able to draw on those lines that run deep in the ground. Here, it's almost overpowering. Like, you are right next to it, and you feel not only your heart kind of start to race a little bit and really start to pound in your chest, but that place where you draw your magic from, that raw primal power, is so close to you right now. You can almost feel like the power flicking off of your fingers.
Is this how you feel?
Her eye pupils.
Just
Or
two
like-
drug addicts.
just-
This is hot. Does this feel good to you?
My stomach's tingly.
I feel like you would just see like sparks almost.
Yeah, little green sparks coming off
Oh,
of
I don't
Asher's
do
fingers.
that. I look over my ears and they go.
Oh,
Erect.
someone's excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. Are you okay?
This is great. I've never felt better.
Now, isn't
you
your
sure?
forge pocket dimension?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, could the two of you...
You're not throwing
Hide
me
in
in a
there.
pocket door.
You're gonna lock me in my own jail?
You're gonna jail me in his jail?
It would ensure that nothing happens to you.
Why don't you trust us? Why are you against us? Huh? What do you have against Severa?
You keep talking like that, I'll kick you off the boat.
It's my boat. I
We'll see
I
how you
built
deal
it
when you're in
I
the
built it. You do that.
I built it? Are we just lying now? I built it?
She didn't build it. She pushed the button to
Oh.
turn the building on.
Oh.
I put the little
Oh.
gem in and it started
Oh.
building itself. I'm the one who built this boat. I'll kick you off my boat. What now?
Ladies, you're both pretty. It's fine.
Well, we don't know if he's pretty. He's wearing a mask.
The boat.
Perhaps.
Her hair is just starting to stand on end.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's your fault. You're making me angry.
Don't make us angry. I'll just push you against the wall.
Oh, no!
Oh.
No.
Well, that's kinky, but...
You boys need to get a
That is
room.
some like leather daddy cosplay shit.
Leather daddy.
Right? Yeah.
Write it in the notes.
Yeah.
Title of the episode.
Click on the thing. Click.
But as you guys are arguing and you, like, about the same time that you, like, push him against the wall, the boat suddenly rocks to a halt and you kind of, like, move a little bit and you look outside of just the regular windows and you are now sitting at the base of the tower.
Okay, let's go.
Are we at the base or like at that second story window?
Like, the bottom of the boat is rocking it, like, the inside the mist. It's basically like the mist is like coming up like waves against the hull of the ship. And
Okay.
yeah, you see now as you look out onto the bow of the ship, the deck itself, that the robot that had helped Ellie onto the ship is now like moving across the deck, and it pulls a little lever over on the starboard side and, port side, and you see a ramp, like, begin to, like, slowly, like, with a couple of clunk, 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 and it goes out and it touches down right on that spot where you and Din had been, where you saw that apparition.
Okay. So the little balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. All right. All off.
Which way do
Final
I go
stop.
to the faith crystal? That way?
Yeah, you gotta go up the tower, inside the door and up the tower.
Okay. Ellie just holds her ears flat against her face the whole time that she's walking into the tower. She looks at the mist like, don't let it touch you.
Dude.
You angry? Well, I don't know. You're not all the way Viviera, so maybe it won't make you as angry. But you are a boy, so maybe it'll make you just as angry.
Oh.
Just don't touch it. It'll be fine.
We need to collect some, though.
Make him do it. He's wearing our armor. Body. He's
Oh,
wearing...
you've got like a pandemic suit on.
Yeah. He's safe.
I'm not affected by it anyway.
Yeah, go collect some
Yeah.
for us. Just scoop it. Scoop it in a jar.
Scoop it.
Scoop it in some...
Yeah.
Scoop it.
Like Link.
Just, yep.
Ba-da-da-da.
Yep.
Nintendo sues us directly.
Oh, God.
They would, too.
They would.
I'm gonna go see the faith crystal. She's probably very alone.
Okay,
We're very
so
good.
yeah, some of you. Okay, so should someone stay with the ship? I mean, if Marquies stays to collect some of the mist, why are you collecting mist again?
Because we have a...
We weren't there for
We
that.
have a machine.
We have the mist machine.
Yeah.
It's like a slushy machine, but for mist.
It makes rocks.
Yeah, it makes materia.
It's a 3M machine.
That's
Mist to
funky.
Materia machine.
Yeah.
3M.
Yeah.
Gets sued by 3M.
The rest of you that are like out on the bow and are out on the deck and deciding on what to do, you hear the door to the cabin open up and Araha goes, excuse me, the boat's doing something weird.
What do you mean weird? I forgot you were here.
Oh no, this is gonna be another
What constitutes?
It's Rosemary.
It's Rosemary.
Who are you?
Wait. What did I name my robot? It's important. Continue. I'm looking for my robot.
Anyway, Araha's
That's
like,
the other one.
something's flashing on the piece of glass that you all were
Clank.
touching.
Oh, I think Becky will run and look at it.
So you see flashing kind of across the screen. It says, intake ready.
Intake of what? Okay.
No.
Oh, is there an okay button?
Basically right below where it's flashing. It says accept.
Someone's trying to airdrop us something.
It could be something good.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes.
Fuck it, she presses the button.
Okay.
Ellie's
So
already-
you both go in and press the button as you look at each other. So the ship itself starts to, like, you can feel it, something moving underneath the ship, and with loud vibrations and metal clanking on metal, you hear something moving about in the bowels of the ship. And those of you on deck look out and you see as these large, what can only be described as like large metal funnels start to flip out from the hull of the ship. And all of a sudden the mist is drawn up into the ship.
Oh.
And you now see there is like this meter next to that flashing, and it starts to fill itself.
Well, now you don't have to collect it in a bucket.
It's a Tesla.
We should get off of this ship. I don't know how airtight the air compartment is that's sucking the air.
The meter that's going up, you see, like, as you kind of tilt your head to the side, it says intake of fuel source.
Oh,
Tesla.
Comes on mist.
that's
It's a
cool.
Mish machine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Miss me with that bullshit.
So who's gonna stay with the ship?
Okay. Write these down. These are funny.
This is a very green vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what the mist is made out of.
Oh yeah, just souls, whatever.
Right.
Life, blood.
Right.
Genocide.
right.
This is a genocide ship.
Well, this is good.
People
If
are
we need to
killed.
travel, like, to other countries and go through the mist, we can just slurp up mist as fuel. It's very economic. I will need to go into my own room and be locked away if we go through the mist. It could be dangerous.
Yeah.
We are aware.
Okay.
Raha says,
So is anyone staying with the ship?
Raha says, I'll stay with the ship. I really don't know where we're at, and this thing intrigues me.
You're not going to steal it and leave us here to die, are you?
I don't even know how to operate this thing. I don't know how you know how to operate this thing.
I don't. I push the
Embrace
button.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Oh.
I thoroughly believe my boyfriend. Why would you think?
Wait, you guys
that
are
is
official?
going to be a 23.
He is hiding something, but
Oh.
you're not really sure what it is he's hiding.
I think Becky's going to say, well, you know what? I saw it already, so I think I'll just stay on the ship too.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, I'm going to go inside.
Well, I ship them.
You don't need more than one in there.
That was good.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I can go in by myself, just unless somebody wants to come and make sure that it's not an evil Aeon who's going to eat me.
She's got this.
I don't know if we mentioned, but there's
There's
like
no trial.
creatures kind of hovering around here, so someone should go up with her just in case something got up there.
So you're
Well, they don't
leaving
trust
us.
us. Do you want
to
to come
defend
with
You
me?
and I can go.
Okay, we'll go.
The Miss Marauders.
Yeah, you guys don't
You're
trust
just
us, so
protecting
we'll
the
go.
ship. This is so valuable.
I think
This is going to
that
make our life so easy.
Asher said he would
at
go
the
with
very
me.
least, I think Din and Milos.
Asher said
Yeah,
he
I'll
was
go
going to
with.
go with me.
Do you get any chloroform though, just in case?
Wow! I don't want any of you to come with me. Just you.
Oh, okay.
Let's go, Asher. I
Yeah.
just grab you by the arm and jump off the ship. No, you
Woo!
don't.
Oh.
Oh, no.
We pull the emergency lever and an inflatable flag!
We go down the ramp.
Well.
We go down the ramp to the door.
All right. So, as you're walking down the ramp, the intake on the ship is kind of making the mist behave kind of like a pretty heavy tide coming in, and it does kind of crash up against the sides, and as it gets like close, you can feel it almost like a burning sensation.
Ellie draws her gums back and makes angry bunny hisses at the mist.
I'll follow them with prestidigitation to try and like blow the mist away from them so it doesn't get in contact with them in any way.
Okay.
It's just your soft.
So,
Bunny hisses.
Milos uses leaf blower.
Yes, essentially.
So you disembark the ship and you look towards the tower, and the tower itself seems to have been made with some kind of white stone. Not quite marble, but something a little more impure, kind of cut with black veins amongst the stone. The doors themselves are a large set of double doors made of brass with a couple of faces of dragons on the front, where they have two rings out of their mouth waiting for you to pull the doors open. However, time has not been nice to these doors, and you get that one of them may be stuck in a certain position as it only kind of opens itself a small portion. You might have to squeeze your way in here.
Can I just try to
You're gonna try to...
like shove it open?
You could certainly give it a shot. Go ahead and give me an athletics
Do I
check.
know of any dragon aeons?
14.
14. This door is rather rusted in place.
You
Like,
just need to suck in and scooch through the hole like I did.
I got armor.
I'll pull you real hard. In your arm.
I'll just spit on my arm.
lube it up.
Yeah. Spit on it a couple times.
Make me a religion check.
Religion. Okay. I'm proficient in that. That's
Should
a
be.
D12.
Right.
I don't know. 17?
17. You think back to your teachings and your time training to be a summoner so long ago, and you know that the main cathedral in the capital has a shrine dedicated to all of the elements, as well as what they call the unaspected one. It's kind of a rumor, but a place of worship is allowed for this particular Aeon. More myth than anything else, and so a lot of people don't give it the time of day, especially since nobody has been able to summon it or knows where its main faith crystal is, at any point. But you do think back and remember that there is one dragon-like Aeon named Bahamut.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Okay. Well, if memory serves me, which it doesn't really, because very often, because I'm kind of spacey. It could be Bahamut. Which is no one knew where the faith crystal is for. Maybe this one's it. Would make sense. It'd be hidden in a city, in a cave that nobody knows where it is.
I feel like anyone's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Besides us.
Well, let's walk up all those stairs.
Okay.
So it's the two of you. Who else is going with Asher and Ellie?
Ellie told
Okay.
everybody she didn't want to go.
Milos, you're going?
Yep, I'll go
Milos
with.
followed behind us, I think.
Okay. So the three of you have to kind of, especially Milos, you're a bit taller than most of the rest of your crew here, so you kind of have to like dip down and squeeze into the door because some of the rafters have kind of support beams have kind of shifted.
Just kind of keep doing this, dragging along.
Just dust coming.
But yeah, you kind of have to duck down in a couple of different places and allow yourself some way to squeeze in. But you guys get inside here, and there's a decently sized circular room here. And unlike when Din and Becky had been here, as soon as you enter, Ellie, it seems like this tower starts to kind of glow. Instead of being in complete darkness in here, there's this faint white light that seems to be given off from the very walls and floor itself. Not bright,
Cool.
but enough to see.
This place is really cool. Becky and Din didn't tell us it was glowy and pretty in here.
Yeah, I'll link Pearl message Becky and then be like, why didn't you guys tell us that it lit up? I was ready to, light this bitch up because it's so dark. It just automatically did.
It was dark as fuck when we went in there. I don't know what you're talking about.
This place has no windows in it, so there would have been no source of light besides Becky's dancing lights.
Ellie just kind of puts her hands against the wall as she walks up the stairs.
It's funny because it leaves a little, light ripple.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, where you touch?
Yeah. This place is cool.
I'll touch it.
Nothing.
Oh.
Why is it reacting to you?
Am I cursed?
Well,
No,
Wait,
if
no.
anything, I'm cursed.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You did have something in your leg once.
I'm literally green. What?
Oh, I forgot! I thought you were just.
yeah.
I thought maybe you were just motion sick from the boat.
You saw me get hit
I did.
by that thing.
Oh no, I wasn't watching you.
It was
I was watching somebody else.
anyway. Obviously, it has something to do with her being in here.
Well, I'm a
Perhaps
summoner, so maybe it knows that I'm here.
As you had started to walk up the stairs, you see it as Poppy hasn't been following you and is standing in the center of the room here at the base.
Oh, hi, Poppy.
You look back down at Poppy as you've gotten a couple of stairs up, and you now notice that Poppy is in the center of some kind of glyph that is on the ground.
Oh, what'd you find?
And Poppy begins to glow.
Oh.
And she looks at you and she's like,
Oh.
and Poppy starts to float up just a little bit.
No.
She doing that cat thing?
Yeah, where she's like trying to right herself.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, Poppy, I don't know if I should go get you because there's a glyph, or if I should just see what happens.
Wow.
Where are we? Are we like upstairs?
So,
yet, or?
just to kind of paint you guys a picture of this tower. So, the center portion at the floor itself is decently wide. So, the tower itself is like, it's not open floored. So, when you look up the stairs, you can't like look straight up.
I gotcha.
But like the main room before that starts is kind of like a small dome, and the stairs wrap around the outside of this tower.
Okay.
So, but Poppy is just kind of floating in the air, probably about 4.5 feet, as this glyph is lit up underneath her, and you now see that another glyph has started to like form on the ceiling above you, or at least above Poppy.
Can I reach in and grab Poppy without stepping into the glyph?
No, Poppy's in the middle, and it's probably about a good, like, 8 feet.
Do we recognize like the glyph? Like, is it some sort of arcane, like, I don't know, like a hold monster type of thing?
Go ahead and you're trained in Arcana, right?
I am.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
That's a 15.
15. So you're not super familiar with whatever this glyph is, but you know that this glyph is definitely some kind of magic, but you're not able to tell what school it is because this isn't, unfortunately, in the realm of your wheelhouse for magic.
Can I use Dispel Magic on the glyph?
Roll me an Arcana or not an Arcana check, another Religion check, please.
Religion. 10.
10. You've seen these glyphs before. Anytime you summon Poppy.
Oh.
One appears on the ground and starts to spin. Maybe not this glyph, or when Poppy turns into a different Aeon, a glyph appears underneath her, and you summon Garuda.
Poppy being something, is something being summoned through Poppy?
Perhaps. Or Poppy's being summoned.
Poppy? Are you being summoned by something?
And then all of a sudden she's gone in a flash.
Who else could summon Poppy?
Me!
Because aren't they all like?
There are different
Pets.
crystals for each creature. I've got the Poppy crystal specifically for that one. But there are lots of carbuncles.
Out of the three of you, who, what are your passive perceptions?
17.
12.
Okay. You hear from further up the stairs, you hear like an echo.
Poppy. I run up the stairs.
Alright. So Ellie takes off running up the stairs. What are you guys doing?
Where we just came from, or like?
No,
forward?
up.
Oh,
More up.
we'll just follow. I think.
Yeah, let's follow.
Alright.
I'm coming, Poppy. I'm not letting anyone steal you ever again.
So you start to run up the stairs, and you run up the stairs, and you run up the stairs, and you start to lose your breath.
Okay, wait. I just need 5 minutes. Okay, let's keep going.
You run up the stairs some more. You run up the stairs some more.
There's a lot of stairs.
Can we see the top?
No.
Oh, it just keeps.
They
It just
didn't
looks
tell
like
us there were this
a
many
spiral
stairs.
staircase.
Do we feel like we're making progress?
Yeah, it feels like you're going somewhere.
Poppy. I think it's closer. It might be closer. Might be more distant. Are we running the wrong way? No, that's dumb.
Can I take a piton and a hammer and just talk it into like the wall because it's stone, right?
Yeah.
Can I just like put one in and then keep running? And I want to see if we go past again.
Yeah, so you knock one of those pitons into the wall, and you start running again, and sure enough, there it is again as you're going up the stairs.
We're just going in circles.
Oh no, we got trapped in the magic. Okay.
Maybe we have to use the glyph to get up.
Oh,
Is the glyph still there? Was it there? Or did it
I'm going to
disappear?
turn back it down. Did the glyph stay after Poppy disappeared?
You don't know because you left as soon as...
Allie turns around and stomps back down the stairs.
It doesn't take you but a couple of seconds to get back down.
I thought because this tower hadn't been seen in a long time that maybe the trial wasn't active. But this is probably the trial.
You start hearing... E-A-U-E.
Okay.
Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
I'm gonna send a message to the rest of the group. I think the trial started in here, so if you want to help Ellie with her trial, you probably should get your ass in
Is the
here.
glyph still there?
It's been 2 hours. What have you done?
We've been running upstairs.
Just do it because some light cardio.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
cardio.
It's an infinite staircase.
Is
Yeah.
is the glyph still there?
It is.
I jump into it.
Hold on a second. Becky's got a question.
So while they're gone, I
Mhm.
kind of wanted to saddle up next to Raha and be like, so what do you really know?
About what?
People have lied to me and kept secrets from me my whole life, so I kind of have a sense for when people are holding back something. And when you're talking about like how you didn't know anything about the ship, you paused. And what do you know?
And Oraha kind of looks around and sees like Din messing with her bracelets or something like that, and just kind of like takes you and turns you towards the corner into one of the ships, and he says, to be honest, I'm a little afraid of what this ship actually does. See, I have traveled the mists quite a bit, and it's actually what my focus of study is. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where the mist comes from, and we're fairly close to a source, even though I don't think that should be popular, or
Hold on. I don't know. It was dark as fuck. I don't know. Go ahead.
Sorry, that's good. That's really good.
That's good timing.
That was really good. I like that.
I don't think that should be possible, but I've only ever seen mist on the surface of anywhere before. Never delved this deeply, I guess, into the earth. So I don't know where it's coming from. That's one of the things that I'm trying to find out in my studies, and I can only find vague hints, bits of scrap of lore about what the mist may actually be.
Do you think the Baronites, like, figured it out?
I'm not sure. I will have to do a bit more digging, but I don't think that they figured it out, seeing as how they have a machine that seems to be powered by it. I mean, to be fair, the first person that probably figured out what oil was didn't know all of its properties either, but, you know, it still set flame to things.
Yeah.
But I am concerned about, you know, what this boat may be using as its power source. Or, if we do take this boat, how long does that power source last? How far can we get with it? What happens if we run out?
That's a good question. Questions. I mean, the way I see it is we use it as much as we can. It tells us how much fuel we have, so if we ever get to a place halfway from Baron to, you know, the next source of mist, then we know, we can make the trip. And if we're too far out, then obviously we'll have to change our plans. The ship did run a little bit when we first started it up. So I think it can coast if it needs to.
Which is reassuring that we may not crash if we're airborne.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I think the power source that's in the cabinet there, I think it's got just enough juice to keep us hovering. I think it's the missile really put it in gear, but I guess we'll find out when we leave this place.
Hopefully we can. All right. So you hear over your link, Pearl, like, after you've had this conversation with Araha, and you kind of are still kind of watching him, maybe even like trying to decipher what these panels do. You like may even touch like a button or two, but nothing seems to happen as the gauge is being filled. It just kind of flashes red at you. But yeah, Din, Marquies, what are you guys up to?
After they did the link pearl thing with Vault mixing the trial, I'm gonna go into the tower.
Okay. Marquies, were you gathering some mist before that?
Yeah, I was trying to examine and see if I could come up with some sort of like ideas of at least reducing the effects, if not counteracting them entirely. Also, I wanted to see if maybe I could find if there was like some sort of like weapons on this ship.
Fair enough.
For like defensive cannons and shit.
Fair enough. So you managed to get, well, we'll say a good like 3 vials of the mist down here. As you're doing so, Marquies, you feel this really strange pull as you are on the precipice, reaching down and scooping up some of this mist. As you stare down into the mist, you get this overwhelming urge to just kind of jump into it. Feels like kind of an outer body experience for a moment, because your gaze kind of shifts south and your body seems to go rigid for a second, not respond to your commands, and it's almost like your consciousness is drawn southward.
It's because you're kind of dead and all the spirits are getting drawn that way.
Oh wait, south is where everything else is going.
You feel this pulse and this pull to just jump into the mist and let go. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. 17.
17. So, that outer body kind of pull for a second almost feels like you may get sucked into this green line of energy you see pulsing beneath the mist. But you manage to fight it off and stay anchored, but you have to force yourself away from the edge. Otherwise, you might just... It's like those intrusive thoughts. You might just jump in and let whatever happens, happens.
Science!
Yeah, there you go. When you're called and you Marquies didn't even hear anything on the link pearl because you were so pulled into whatever this was that was drawing you. Didn't you get off of the boat and you see Marquies like at the bow of where you and Becky had kind of jumped off or flown off to go back down into that door that's hidden beneath the mist. And you see, like, Marquies' body kind of tips forward, and he's kind of, like, real far forward for a second. And then he kind of all of a sudden jolts back.
You okay?
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Shake the bottles.
Yeah. I got the jar of dirt! You run up to the doors, and you remember them being kind of jammed open. That's not the case anymore. The doors are completely closed.
Can I open them?
There is a sigil that is turning on the outside of the door.
Oh.
Becky, you race out when you hear this message as well, I'm sure, and you see this sigil turning on the door at the moment.
Hey, sorry to break bad news to you, but they sealed up the doors. Something did. It's like magically sealed. Can we like try and pull on the doors? Do they budge at all?
You can't even touch the doors, as there is some kind of invisible barrier in between where that sigil is floating out in front of the door.
So yeah, don't die in there.
Well,
Ellie jumps into the circle. I can't hear what they're saying.
I'm sure.
The sigil starts to rotate underneath you and starts to glow. What are the rest of you doing in here?
I'll report back to what I'm saying out loud. There is a sigil on the door, I guess, and no one can get in. And what the hell are you doing, Ellie?
It's because the trial already started. Whee!
All of a sudden, Ellie just blips. She's gone.
I look at Asher and look at the sigil. I guess we're jumping in.
You guys jump in and you float there for a couple of seconds as it lifts you up off of the ground, and then whoop, you are gone.
People don't die in these often.
You're fine.
Didn't you say that you were able to fly up the tower?
No, not this part, right?
There were no entrances to the top of the tower.
There's another part of the tower.
Take them to the underbelly.
Yeah, there's a part where there's two entrances, and this is the second one that I went to that has the crystal. There's another entrance with strange things in it.
God, don't take him there. That's where the live stream is. Don't take him there. I want to jump in.
Either just gonna jump in, or he's gonna absorb it all and just become like a
God.
deity. You can summon Marquies.
Look at Josh. Look at how excited he is. Don't take him there.
Okay. We already split the party. Let's not have, like, split combat coming up. Because that just sounds awful for everyone involved.
But look how excited Josh was.
I'm just excited to see what you do here. The dice dictate what happens next. I'm just excited to see what happens.
He wants us to summon an orca in downtown Miami.
No, he wants Marquies to take a swim into the live stream.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Marquies. He'd be like Hercules in the pit of dead people.
Shit,
and
for
that
all
one
we know, I could just end up absorbing them and becoming super Marquies.
Mega
Soul
Marquies.
sucker.
I don't know if
okay,
there's
but there was, like, some weird dude down there. And by dude, I mean, like, a creature that looked like he came out of the abyss. And, like, he seemed cool and all. But we were lying to him. And so, like, if he's back there, then he might be suspicious why, you know, I'm back there and shit. And, like, why, like, we brought you and, like, who you are. And also don't want to get you, like, you know, all your dead fireflies sucked in and drained too.
I feel like there's a whole lot that, at least a whole lot of context that is completely missing.
He gave me an egg, and then it hatched, but he said it would hatch in 16 days, but it hatched right away.
Who
Yeah.
are you talking to down there, and why would they be...
Why are you taking
Why would they
strangers
take
from
issue with
strangers?
you returning?
Where's my baby?
Okay,
What?
so
You have
there
a
was like a
child?
mist monster, and I guess he's like, I don't know, blue collar minimum wage worker who was like there to run some tests on this weird like flesh machine. And so then like he was like, oh, are you here for the samples? And we were like, yeah, of course we are. And so then he gave us this giant fucking egg, and like there was something squirming around inside, and we were like, okay, well let's just put the egg out here, and then we'll go up to the top of the tower to kind of see what's going on up there. And so we did that, and when we came back down with the power supply, the egg was like hatched, and we couldn't find what was inside.
My baby's
anywhere.
gone.
So, when you said that you put the egg down and then went up the tower, you went
Uh-huh.
through this entrance that's locked, or there is a way up in the other entrance.
There isn't.
Oh yeah, we went through here. This is new. I don't know what it's doing right now, but I blame Ellie.
Wow. Ellie says, somebody's blaming me for something. I can feel it.
Okay, well,
I mean, we can show you the stuff down there, but again, I don't know if that guy's going to come back, and I don't know, like, if your whole situation is a problem since we're, like, really close to the live stream. I think it's a live stream. It looks just like the thing we saw back in, whatever that city's called.
Adalas.
Adalas. There we go.
so
Yeah. Oh, you weren't there.
where
Yeah.
is this this machine? What it's absorbing the souls that are on.
I don't know if it's absorbing them or just like redirecting them, because like the stream was trying to like go off in a bunch of different directions, but they were all being funneled down a stream that I think might go to Adalas, which makes sense because, you know, those guardian fucks are like fucking with everything.
Wait, no. We need to destroy that.
Okay, cool. Like, but also that guy might come back, and we have a bunch of people up in a locked tower, and we don't know if they're going to live or die yet. Like, do you want to go down and do it now? Like, we can
Well,
do
you
that.
said
I
he
just
seemed like a minimum wage worker, and also
Also, what does that mean?
clearly did not seem to give. He believed you were some sort of authority figure. Clearly, he does not care.
yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Hey, Din, you down to go back downstairs?
Yeah, I'll go find my child. Don't put the
All right. I mean, we're not doing shit here,
that's
so
in the live stream.
Okay.
Ellie's panicking. And she doesn't
You're
even know
not
why.
there.
Something's wrong.
hey, Araha, you want to come with us and see the live stream?
There's a live stream here?
Oh, there's a whole bunch. Well, they're all kind of being funneled in one direction, but yeah, no, this is like a vortex or something where they all meet and converge.
Oh, I mean, the church would never let us get this close to one. Yes. Yes, indeed, I would.
Right, furiously.
Okay. Din, you grab one, I'll grab the other, and
That's right.
we'll fly our asses down to the live stream
Okay.
entrance.
So, you each grab somebody and float down the mist. For Oraha and you, Marquies, this is the first time you've been below the mist. As you land on the soft soil underneath you, you can now really feel and see that pulse of green. You also hear deep, slumbering snores just a few feet beyond you.
What is that sound?
Are we
And
flying still?
Becky will be like, shh.
Are we flying?
Um,
I'm kick him.
You're gonna kick him?
Yeah, shut up.
I'm trying to say it loud enough that the mics hear me.
Stage whisper.
Anyway, she'll be like, there's like a bunch of beasties down here. Like, mist abominations. Okay, so like, be really quiet, and hopefully we won't wake any of them up.
From the eggs. from the.
Probably.
You want
Well,
one of
We
these-
definitely added that to, you know, all the beasties
you-
down here.
You
But
want
yeah.
one of these things
Yeah.
as your child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like that.
Why
seen
not?
that
Of course. It makes perfect sense.
So, you guys land, and you're decently close to the door, but as you land in, you kind of kick something heavy and fleshy, and you look down, and there is a fiend here laying on its side. It is massive, and it looks like it has been twisted and, like, spun in directions that a body shouldn't be able to. Like, its head is, like, looking backwards, and, like, its chest has been crushed completely. This creature looks like some kind of mix between, like, a lion and some kind of maybe displacer beast. It's got these large horns protruding forward from it, and it looks like kind of a blue lion-like creature. But like I said, its head is like twisted completely backwards. It's like rib cage has been crushed like a friggin' aluminum can.
This is dead.
Oh yeah, it's very, very dead. The pyreflies are already starting to like float up from its body, but at the same time, like they're
it's
being
recently
swept.
dead.
What's that?
It's recently dead.
Yes. But as the pyreflies are coming up, they are just almost immediately being swept into this green pulse beneath you.
Something's awake down here.
Let's get inside. And, like, at least hopefully that'll give us some degree of protection.
Okay.
She's gonna head for the door.
So you pull the door open again, travel down this corridor for a good 15 feet before you come to that chamber again with the crystalline dome in the middle of the room itself and the glow and pulse beneath you, beneath the crystal, giving enough eerie green light in this room where you can see decently well. Marquies, this is the first time you are seeing this. You immediately spot towards the north side of this room the fleshy, almost machina type machine that seems to be kind of flashing a little bit. And underneath you see that from this machina there is something that is growing underneath the ground that seems to permeate these green lines that seem to kind of all converge at this one point underneath the crystal and then head south in like a main stream. The pull here, as compared to just up above the mist, is awful. It feels like your consciousness could just get ripped from your body at any point in time here.
This is going to take a lot out of me, but I believe this is why I'm here.
And Araha begins to open his book and like draw this crystalline dome and these ley lines, and he's like, this is fascinating.
Sure.
I think Becky will go up to the machine and like just see like what looks like something she could maybe fuck up and like maybe take out.
Yeah, I mean this machine is, it's really not something that belongs in this room. It doesn't match anything belonging in this room. It is something that may have been implemented far after this chamber was ever built. And it pulses and moves and throbs in places something that's not alive shouldn't. And as you approach the screen, you hear that familiar, and you see as the mist and pyreflies begin to swarm underneath the crystalline dome one more time, and it starts to rise up out of the vent again and form into the solid shape. This is the first time, Marquies, you are seeing this figure. A robed humanoid figure turns, with its back turned to you all, starts to kind of slowly interact with this machine, whatever it is. It's making all sorts of very odd sounds, not the clicking or tapping or anything like that, but more of like flesh on flesh kind of sounds. Very off-putting. But it doesn't acknowledge you yet.
I'm staying quiet, trying to like not draw its attention yet. More just observing.
What about the rest of you?
I don't know. I think Becky's kind of frozen still because like she knew it was a possibility, but she didn't expect this guy to come back so soon.
Fair enough. Araha kind of leans in real close to you, Din, and like whispers as low as he can. He's like, Does this man work here?
I think so.
He just kind of starts to sketch the outline of this person in a cloak. And suddenly, Marquies, you start seeing these tentacles kind of coming out from the side and touching the different ports of the fleshy machine in front of you.
Okay.
Suddenly, it turns ever so slightly towards you, and you see these yellow piercing eyes underneath a hood and these tentacles on the face of this creature, and it looks at you and says, "How have you escaped the stream? Get back, soul." And it
No,
starts to
I don't
cast
think
something
I
at
will.
you.
Becky will counterspell.
All right.
Marquis shot first.
We are going to cut to the other team. You guys appear all of a sudden inside of this space. For space is exactly what it is. There is no sense of wall, no sense of ceiling in this space, and it's almost like you are walking on top of clouds. Something of that sort. It is white in here. The light is... It's not blinding, but it's harsh, as it seems to be refracted by these clouds, this mist. But you look down and you look at your feet and you see that you are standing on a glyph above these clouds.
Oh, any more glyphs?
Not currently.
I see Poppy.
You do see Poppy. She is off in the distance.
Poppy! Ellie takes off.
Just running?
Well, she's gonna watch where she's going.
Okay.
Because there's clouds that she's walking on.
Sure.
So she's gonna make sure that she keeps walking on the clouds, I guess.
All right. You start running, and then suddenly you fall right into the mist.
Ah!
And she is gone. And then all of a sudden she thumps back onto the glyph.
Okay, that was not the right way to run. I'll go left this time.
Why don't I, and I'm going to try and prestidigitate the ground and see if I can see if there is a ground and just like blow some of the mist away.
So yeah, you prestidigitate and all it does is it ends up making the mist swirl around.
Oh, that didn't work.
You take a moment and look down, since you're looking at the ground anyway, and Ellie is laid out on the ground.
No, Ellie's going left.
Before Ellie gets up, you notice that there is something in Ellie's hand that Ellie just hasn't noticed that she's grasping onto.
Ellie, what have you got there?
Nothing?
Look at your hand.
You pull up your hand, Ellie, right before you step off of the glyph, and you have a materia in your hand.
Nothing?
I can obviously see it in your hand. What is it?
Nothing? Is it in her pocket? It's
She's a
nothing.
child.
Is there somewhere for her to put it?
You look back from where you had all been standing and where you had run off of the glyph, and you look back and there is a pedestal behind you all.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That seems right. It seems right.
It worked on the airship.
Yeah.
You just shoving that right in the pedestal?
Mm-hmm.
It's like having sex where she just shoves it right in.
You're starting to understand why Ellie failed her first trial,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, you input the stone, the materia, into the top of the pedestal, and the mist itself begins to start to pull back a little bit in front of you. And you look back, and you see that the pedestal had been in the middle of this glyph. This pedestal is now suddenly floating forward, as well as the glyph.
Oh, I'm going to follow it.
If you don't move, you see that the pedestal itself is moving the glyph, but you're not moving with the pedestal, if that makes sense.
It's going away from us.
The platform is moving, but you are not moving with the platform.
Oh, Ellie follows it.
So we have to follow with it. It's not like a floating, like it's going to move you for you. You have to keep up with it.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the pedestal starts to move forward, and it starts to move towards Poppy. Poppy seems to be getting excited. She's kind of jumping up and down, like, trying to get your attention.
I'm coming! I'm coming, Poppy!
The pedestal starts to catch up in speed a little bit. So, whereas you guys were at a walking speed, you're now at a brisk brisk pace
Is
now.
there any other pedestals in the room?
You look around. No. Suddenly the pedestal comes to a halt.
Oh!
And from the pedestal, 2 different pedestals break off.
Oh! Oh!
Slowly. Not immediate.
Okay, which one's going towards Poppy?
They're both kind of... One's going, like, to your northwest, and the other's kind of going to your northeast.
West or east?
Yeah, they're still going forward, but they seem to be veering off in kind of a V
Which
pattern
way's
in front of
Poppy?
you.
West or east?
Poppy is north in front of you.
Okay, I grab my rock and I go and follow the north pedestal.
As you grab the rock, the sigil starts to disappear.
Put the rock back.
You guys feel like you were about to fall.
Okay, the rock stays here. I follow the other pedestal.
Okay, which one?
West, northwest.
Where are the rest of you going? Are you following Ellie?
Really makes
Yeah.
sense,
We should probably all stick together.
Okay. So you get on the northwest pedestal. This pedestal starts to become large, and it begins to pulse, and you start hearing a low growl.
Oh, I jump off.
Ellie jumps off of this pedestal, or off of this glyph, and she immediately appears back at the center one, leaving the 2 of you on
Okay, I go east.
this
Oh my god.
particular pedestal.
It growled at me. I'm sorry.
My God.
Unfortunately,
Wow.
she has left you on the platform as the mist begins to separate, and a dragon steps forth.
Cool. How big is this dragon?
It is a decent-sized dragon. It is a large creature.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Jump off.
But is it bad?
Yeah, what vibes are we getting?
This dragon is white in appearance. Its eyes a piercing blue.
Blue eyes.
As...
Oh.
God damn it.
Um.
As it steps onto the pedestal out of the mist follows the dragon and seems to emanate off of its wings as it folds them upwards. Even where it steps, the mist seems to pour forth from where its foot falls, and it lets out a mighty roar. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
I'm sorry. I thought that it was gonna be a bad monster, not Bahamut.
Thanks for tuning in this week, guys. Make sure to tune in next week
I'll
to
be there
see.
in a second.
Will you, though?
I'm to the east.
Go east.
To
Hey,
see
split combat.
if these 2 parties can survive both of their own endeavors. So
Except for Ellie, she's chill.
I would say she's the opposite of chill. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Oh my god.
Bye.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Make sure that whatever platform you're watching or listening on, you are following and or subscribing. If for those of you on YouTube, make sure you go down below and let us know what you thought with a comment, and give us a like if you could. Subscribing, hit that bell. If you're on any of our podcast platforms, make sure you are following, and if any of them allow you to comment, go ahead and do so. We do pay attention, and it helps us to know where to go forward.